Good afternoon, dear students. How are you all? How are you, girls? I hope that you are all fine. Let's start our lesson or our session. So we will continue today the lesson that we started yesterday. So please bring your books and open it on page. I think we stopped on page 70. We have just one example in this session, or in this page to solve. So let's solve this. Okay, thank you, girls. So let's solve this example, and then we will move to the next page. So please bring your books, open your books on page 70 to solve this exercise. And please, if you have any question, you can type it in the chat box, okay? Now let's start, girls. Yesterday we talked about how I will convert. Fine, thank you, Maria. Hi, Irina, hi. This is page 70, okay, girls? This is page 70. So let's start our lesson. Yesterday we talked about how can I write a fraction as a decimal number or a decimal number as a fraction. Hi, Lamar. Hi, dear. So let's start. Okay, in this number line, I have the numbers between 0 and 0.1, okay? And the between 0 and 1/10. So up I have the decimal numbers, and down I have the fraction. Okay, girls, someone of you asked about the review. No, we will not make a revision, okay? We will follow the weekly plan, because I sent for you a revision paper or a worksheet. You can use it to make a review on for the test tomorrow. You have a test. So good luck tomorrow. I know all of you will be very good and you will take a good marks, okay? So let's return now. Now I want to write 1/50 and 2/25 as a decimal number. And you know how I told you yesterday to write a fraction number as a decimal. I told you that to write this number as a decimal number, I have to divide. Thank you. Good afternoon, dear. So I have to divide 1/15. 50, sorry. Okay? And I have to put the decimal point right here and put the zeros after the point and start the division, as we learned, okay? But you can use this way. I will use another way. Look, between 0 and 0.1, if I want to divide the number line into 10 equal parts, as we said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 equal parts. So that's mean between 0 and 0.1, I will start counting the decimal point, as we learned in the lesson, how I can lie the decimal number on the number line. So how I can lie here this number between 0 and 0.1. Okay, in this number line, I will start counting in the second digit, okay, after the point, which is here the hundreds. So the first number, I will count it 0.01. Okay, 0.01. That's mean 100ths, because here I divide the number line between 0 and 0.1. This 0.1, that's mean the parts will be in the second digit in the after the point. So it will be 0.01. After that I have 0.02 or 200ths. After that 0.03. I will not write it because they won't only this this fraction 1 over 50. So 0.1 hundredths, 0.02 2 hundredths. So this one will be 0.03, 0.04 hundredths, 0.05 hundredths. This one will be 0.06 hundredths, 0.07 hundredths. So this one will be 0.0, okay, what, 8 hundredths, okay, 8 in the hundredths, okay, and this one will be 0.09, okay, 0.09, and the last one, what, 0.10, but it will be what, 0.1 tenths, okay. So this is how I will know the numbers, the decimal number that equal 1 over 50 and 2 over 25, okay. I will repeat again how I will know. You can divide, you can use division. So divide 1 over 50 as we learned yesterday, okay. I will repeat, girls. So I can here divide 1 over 50 and it will give you this number, 0.02. And you can divide 2 over 25, okay? So it will be 0.08. But I will use another way. I can use the division. You can use it, but I will use this way because it will take it will not take much time, okay? So you can divide this number 1 over 50, so the number will be 0.02. You can find this number from the division, and you can use the division to divide 2 over 25, and it will give you this answer, okay, if you use the division. But in this example I will not use the division. I will use the number on number line according to the parts. So look, I have the equal parts between 0 and 0.1, okay, 0 and 0.1. So the parts or the counting here, the counting will be in the next digit, in the second digit after the point, which is the hundredths, because I divide between 0 and 0.1, okay, 0.1. So I will divide the tenths, okay, into 10 equal parts, okay. So I will count in the second part, in the second digit after the point, which is the hundredths, starting with the 1 hundredths, 2 hundredths, 3 hundredths, 4 hundredths, 5 hundredths, 6 hundredths, 7 hundredths, 8 hundredths, 9 hundredths, and 10 hundredths. 10 hundredths means what? 1 tenth, okay? 0.1. So you can use this way, or you can divide as we said, okay? So please, if you finish this, type 1 in the chat box to move to the next page. If you finish, just you have to write this number and this number. Which one you don't understand it, Mariam? Just you have to specify for me, please. Look, I have to divide here between 0 and 0.1 into 10 parts. So when you divide 1 tenth, you know 1 tenth equal what? According to the relationship between the place value, 1 tenth equal 10 hundredths, right? 10 hundredths in the decimal digit. Okay? That's mean when I want to divide 1 tenth between 0 and 0.1, it will divide into 10 equal parts. So this is the relationship between the value between the digits after the point. So each 1/10 equal 10 hundredths. So here I have to divide this 1/10 into 10 hundredths and count. Just this is the idea, very simple. So, okay, so let's move to exercise 1. In exercise 1, in page 71, okay? We will move to page 71. So let's start now. I want to write a fraction as a mixed number in simplest form. You learn how to write the decimal number as a mixed number. I told you. Okay, you are welcome, good dear. Now, I told you that my issue here in the decimal number is the decimal part, okay? The whole part will be the same. So I will write 50 or 95 as it is, 95. But what about the decimal part? This 0.5 tenths. 5 in the tenths digit, that means it will be 5 over what? 5 over 10, okay? 5 over 10, because 5 in the tenths digit, okay? In the tenths digit. So the value of this decimal number, if I want to write it as a fraction, this 5/10, it will be 5 over 10. So I call this number mixed number, okay? Because it's mixed between whole number and a fraction number. Now, this is the simplest form for 5 over 10? No, because look, there is a greatest common factor between the numerator and denominator. That means I can divide the numerator and denominator on the same number. So what is the greatest common factor for 5 and 10? I can divide 5 on 5, and 10 also I can divide it on 5. So I can divide, thank you Tolene, thank you. So I can divide both 5 and 10 on 5. Regan, I think you gave me the answer, right? Not the divisor. So I want to divide numerator and denominator on the same number, which is here 5. So both numbers able to divide on 5. Now, if you divide 5 on 5, I will write the, okay, I will erase this, just this. So if you divide the numerator and denominator, the number will be what? Let's see, it will be 50. I will write it here, girls, because there is no space. Now, 50 or 95. What about the numerator right here? 5 divided 5 equals what? 1. 10 divided 5 equals what? Equals 2. So, the answer will be what? The answer will be 95 and 1 over 2. Okay? So, this is the simplest form for this mixed number. Let's see number 2. Number 2. Okay, I will erase this. Okay. So 0.6, sorry. 0.6. If I want to write it as a decimal number, okay, Asma, please focus on this example because we will solve all examples on the same steps. So please focus with me. Now, 0.6. Girls, I have 6 in the tenth digit. In the tenth digit. That's mean if I want to write this number as a fraction, it will be the numerator will be 6 and the denominator will be what? 6 in the tenth digit. That's mean the denominator will be 10, okay? Because the 6 in the tenth digit. So here I don't have a whole number, so only I have a decimal part. That's mean I have only fraction. There is no mixed number. Now, look, 6 over 10. This is the simplest form for this fraction. No. What is the greatest common factor for 6 and 10? So if I want to write the fraction in the simplest form, I have to find the greatest common factor for numerator and denominator. That's mean I will multiply, I will divide both 6 and 10 on the same number. What is the number? What is the number right here? I think 6 and 10 able to divide on 2. Not 6. I can't divide 10 on 6, right, Tolene? I can't. So the greatest common factor is 2. So if you divide 6 on or by 2, the answer will be what? 6 divided 2 equals 3. And 10 divided 2 equals 5. So this is the common or the simplest form for this fraction. Okay? So how I will write it? Okay, Farah, I will repeat again. So look, 6 over 10. 6 over 10. I want to divide it on the greatest common factor for the numerator. Which one? Okay, Farah. For the numerator and denominator. So the greatest common factor for 6 and 10, it will be 2. So if you divided it on 2, it will be 3 over 5. Okay? Okay, Farah, number 3, the same idea for number 1. Number 3, the same idea. Focus with me. 5.75. 5.75 hundredths. If I want to write it as a mixed number, so the same idea, I will keep the same whole, which is here 5. So 5, I will keep it. It will be 5. What about the decimal part? Look, this is the decimal part. Okay? I have 2 digits after the point. So how I will write it as a fraction? Okay, I want to write this number as a fraction. 0.75. Okay, so I will write 75 and the decimal part is hundreds here, hundreds, right? That's mean what is the number in the denominator? Will be hundreds, 100, okay? Because I have 2 digits after the point, 2 digits after the point, that's mean it will be 2 zeros in the denominator. Okay, girls? This is how I will write the decimal number as a mixed number. It's okay for you, all of you, please? Now, this is the simplest form. Thank you. This is the simplest form for this fraction. No. Look, 75 and 100. What is the greatest common factor for 75 and 100? If you find the greatest common factor, I think, in this lesson, and I think you can. Yes, Lamar, this is the answer, but what is the not the correct answer, Lamar? Again, please. You have to divide 75 and 100 on the same number, but the greatest common factor for this number, 75 and 100, and I think you solve an exercise about it in the lesson, right? So the greatest common factor for 75 and 100, the greatest common factor for 75 and 100 is 25. I can divide both 175 on 25. Okay? So if you divide 75 on 25, how many 25 on 75? What about my sound? What about my sound, girls? Okay, so 75 divided 25. How many 25 on 75? Cutting? Okay. 75 divided 25 equals 3. You have 3 25 in 75. Now, 100 divided 25 equals what? Equals 4. You have 4 25 in 100. So you can use mental math to find the fraction. So this is the simplest form for this fraction. Okay, girls? Let's move to exercise number 4. Let's move to exercise number 4. I will solve a lot of exercises about this. Okay? Now, I want to write this fraction as a decimal. what I have to do. What I have to do. I want to write this fraction as a decimal. How I will write a fraction as a decimal? Girls, I told you to write the fraction as a decimal. Okay. All of you, you didn't hear me, or my voice is cutting, as Lamar said. All of you, please. If you can hear me clearly, type 1 in the chat box, please. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Now, girls, I want to write this number as a decimal. So what I have to do? First thing, I have to divide the numerator on denominator, as we learned. So I have to divide numerator on denominator. So I will use the division here. So I want to divide 7 on 8. But 7 less than 8. So I will use the digit after the point. So I will put the point here, the decimal point, and the digit after the point will be what? Will be 0. Okay? Okay? So let's start. I will put 3 digits after the point with value equals 0. Let's start. 7 divided 8. Can I divide it 7 on 8? No, I can't. So what I have to do? I have to put 0 in the ones. Okay. Okay, girls. Okay, I will fix this. I think this is about the internet. Now, 7 divided 8. I can divide it 7 on 8. So, okay, girls, if you can hear me, please type 1 in the chat box. If you can, type 2. Okay, I will fix this. Okay. Now, 7 divided 8. Now, can I divide it 7 on 8? No, I can't. So what I have to do, I will put 0 in the ones digit, okay? I will put 0 in the ones digit and multiply. 0 multiply 8 equals 0. And then I will subtract, as we learned in the division between a decimal number on a whole number. So 7 minus 0 equals 7. So I have after that the decimal point. The decimal point, I have to take it and put it in the quotient up. Okay? It's worse. Just 1 minute, girls. Okay? Just 1 minute. Okay. So I will multiply 0 with 8. 0 multiply 8 equals 0. And then I will subtract. Now it's good? Now, thank you. Now it's good? Girls, 7 minus 0 equals 7. I will take the decimal point and put it in the quotient. So after that, I will take this 0 and put it next to the 7. It will be 70. Now, okay, 70 divided 8. How many 8s in 70? How many 8s in 70? I think you have 8 multiply 8 equals what? Okay, I'll write it again. 8 multiply 8 equals what? Equals, okay, what's happened? Thank you. Yes, 8 multiply 8 equals 64. Thank you, Farah. Thank you, Lamar. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, all of you. It will be 64. Then I will subtract 70 minus 64. The answer will be 6, okay? Because this will be 10 and this will be 6. So 10 minus 4 equals 6. Now I will take another 0 and put it next to the 6. It will be 60. 60 divided 8. What is the number that I will multiply it with 8? It will be 60. I think 7 multiply 8. Someone of you said 7 multiply 8 equals 56. Right? So I will write 56. And then subtract. Now, 60 minus 56 equals what? Equals 4. Now I will take another 0. 40 divided 8 equals what? I think very easy. Equals what? Equals 5. So 5 multiply multiply 8 equals 40. Okay? So this is how I will find the decimal number. So the decimal number that equals 7 over 8 is 0.875 thousandths. Okay? I have to divide the decimal or the numerator on denominator. Let's see number 5. The same strategy. I will use the same strategy, girls. I have to divide 13 on 20. So I will write the leader, put 13. I will put the divisor, which is here 20. I will write the digit after the point, which is here 0, because I will use it. Then I will start. Can I divide the 13 on 20? No. So it will be 0 in the ones digit. Okay? 0 multiplied 20 equals 20, as we learned in the division. And then I will subtract. Then sorry, it will be 0, not 20. It will be 0. Okay? 13 minus 0 equals 13. Okay? I have the decimal point. I will take it and put it up in the quotient over the dividend. So then I will take the 0. So 130. Can I divide it on 20? Yes, of course. What is the number that I will multiply it with? 20. It will be close to 130. I think it will be 6, because how many 20s in 100? It will be 5, right? And there is 30. In the 30, I have only 110 or on 120, so it will be 6. Thank you, Farah. Now, 6 multiply 20. 6 multiply 0 equals 0. 6 multiply 2 equals 12. So it will be 120. Then I will subtract. I'm sorry. I will write it again. So subtract between 130 and 120. It will be what? 10. Then I will take the last digit. 100 divided 20 equals what? Equals 5. 5 multiplied 20 equals 100. So this is how I will find the decimal number by using, this is the answer, 0.65 hundredths. Let's find number 6, sorry. Number 6. Now, I want to divide 3 on 25. Let's divide. So I will take the 3, draw the leader, and write 25. Put the zeros after the point. 1, 2. Now, Now, 3 divided 25, it will be 0. So 0 multiplied 25, it will be 0, and subtract, as we learned. Now, I will take the point and put it up in the quotient. Now, I will take the 0, 30. Divided 25 equals what? Only 1. I have only 1, 25, and 30, right? 1 multiplied 25 equals 25. Then I will subtract. Okay? 30 minus 25. 0 minus 5. Yes, the answer is 5. Thank you. 0 minus 5. This one will be 10, and this one will be 2 if you borrow. 10 minus 5 equals 5. and this one will be 0. Then I will take the next one, the next 0. It will be 50. 50 divided 25, I think very easy. It will be 2. Because 2 multiplied 25 equals 50, right? So the answer is what? The answer is 0.12 hundredths. So if you want to write this number as a decimal number, you have to write 0.12. Okay, if you finish, please type 1 in the chat box to move to exercise number 7. Okay, thank you, girls. Girls, I think number 7 and 8 and 9 to 12, also the same idea. I want to divide. I will solve first number 10. Number 10. I will solve number 10 first, okay? Because I want to write this number, okay, as a decimal. Not number 10, number 11. Okay, I will move to number 11. Okay. Okay, girls, I will solve, and any exercise I solve it, you have to put a check mark next to it, okay? Okay, if we have time, we will return to the exercises. But I want to solve number 11 because number 11 is a mixed number, and I want to write this mixed number as a fraction or as a decimal here, okay? So I want to write it as a decimal. 3 and 1 over 5. How I will write it as a decimal, girls? Look, if I want to write it as a decimal, my issue here is the decimal part or the fraction, okay? So 3 and 1 over 5 is 3 plus 1 over 5, right? Okay? So 3 plus 1 over 5. So my issue is the 1 over 5, which is the number that it will written as a decimal number. So if I want to rewrite this number as a decimal number, I have to divide 1 by 5. So I have to write this number as a decimal number. This is the point, and let's see. 1 divided 5 equals 0, right? Because I can't divide 1 on the 5. So the value of the ones will be 0. Now 0 multiply 5 equals 0, and then subtract. So it will be 1. Okay, girls, we are not in English class, okay? So 0, this point, I will take it and put it up in the quotient. Now I will take the 0. 10 divided 5. How many 5s in 10? I think 2. Thank you, Lamar. So 2 multiply 5 equals 10. So look, subtract, so I don't have any remain. So the decimal number is what? 0.2. So if I want to write this number, I will write it again here. 3 plus 1 over 5 is 0.2. If you convert this fraction into decimal number. So 3 plus 0.2 equals what? Equals 3.2 tenths, okay? Because when I want to add what? 3 to 0.2, you have to add the whole parts. So you add 3 to the 0, it will be 3, and then you have to write the decimal part, so it will be 3.2. Okay, girls? Is that okay for you? Because we will move to another exercise. Okay, thank you, thank you. So let's here move to the number line, because I like number line actually, in the bottom. Okay, let's move to the number line. Okay. Okay, you write this, right? Okay, so let's move to the number line. Now I want to find the value, or I want to write the fraction that represents each point here, starting with A. Okay? Let's start. Yes, easy, very easy. But I think you have the same exercise in the homework, so I want you to do it. So let's do this one. I want to write, identify a decimal and a fraction in the simplest form for each point. So let's start with point A. Point A, the decimal number is 0.2. If I want to write it as a fraction, okay. First thing, girls, if you want to write it as a fraction, the easiest thing is to write 2 over 10, right? You can write it 2 over 10. But this is the simplest form for this fraction. Why? Or what? 2 over 10. This is the simplest form for this fraction? No. The point for A is 0.2. But the fraction, if I want to write it as a fraction, it will be 2 over 10, right? But this is not the simplest form for this. So I have to divide both numerator and denominator on the same number, which is here the greatest common factor for 2 and 10. Okay, focus on the example, please, girls. Okay? If I have time, if I have time today, I will return to 7, 8, and 9, okay? So I want to divide the numerator and denominator on the same number, which is here 2. So I can divide 2 on 2. The answer will be what? 1. 10 divided 2 equals 5. So this is the fraction here in the simplest form. Let's see number or point B. This is point B. What is the decimal right here? Okay, you can know it. How I will know it? Look, after 0.8. Okay, focus with me, Farah, please. Okay. Focus with me, girls. Don't focus on the chat, please. 0.8. After 0.8, what is it in the decimal part? It will be 0.9, right? If you count here on number line 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so this one will be 0.9. So the decimal number in this point, in point B, it will be 0.9. What about the fraction? What about the fraction? How I will write 0.9 as a fraction? 9 in the tens digit. In the tens digit. If I want to write it as a fraction, it will be what? It will be 9 over 10. Okay? Look, this fraction in the simplest form or not? Yes, this is in the simplest form because there is no greatest common factor between 9 and 10. Okay? So I will keep it as it is. Let's see number C. C point. What about C? What is the decimal in this on this point? You can count here. After 0.4, you have 0.5. Okay? Very easy. If I want to write it as a fraction, let's write it as a fraction. It will be 5 over what? Over 10, because this 5 in the tens digit. Okay? So the denominator will be 10. What is the simplest form for 5 over 10? What is the greatest common factor for 5 and 10? I can divide both 5 and 10 on 5, okay? So 5 divided 5 equals what? 1. 10 divided 5 equals 2. So it will be 1 over 2, the fraction on this. Now the last point, point D, very easy I think. What is the decimal here? 0. Who will tell me? 0.1. Okay. No, not 2. 0.1, because look, I have only the first part from the 10 part. Okay. What is the fraction right here? It will be 1 in the numerator. In the denominator, it will be what? What is the digit right here? This is the 10th digit, so it will be 1 over 10. Thank you, Maria. And this is the simplest form for this number. Okay, girls, we finish. Okay, so please do check mark next to